I came to Grand Rapids in 1962, it was only logical that I looked to the YWCA for some volunteer involvement.
My parents moved here to Grand Rapids in the 40s. Most of my growing up has really been in Grand Rapids.
I had a lot of examples of strong women in my life, and certainly had that in the YWCA.
The YWCA is the foundation, as far as I'm concerned, of serving women in this community. In coming to the Y, it was an opportunity for black women and white women to work together.
At that time in the mid-50s, I think it was exceptional to be able to work with strong women, particularly in an interracial situation.
We were joining forces so that we could deal with racism and sexism.
Maybe the YWCA was the one place where black women in the 60s and early 70s could have experience in board membership and in that kind of leadership in the community.
I see the Y as ever-changing for the needs of women in this community.
Without the YWCA, there are a lot of hurting people who would not be served. When our daughter graduated from college, she went down to Kalamazoo and got on the train and headed out to Seattle. She got involved with a man. She revealed to us that David was abusive, emotionally abusive to her. We said to her, you need to get to the YWCA, because at that time we had the Domestic Violence Center. She came out and she said to me, that was the hardest thing I've had to do in my life. That was the beginning. That was the beginning of her becoming strong and getting away from this eventually. I credit that hour that she spent with a counselor at the YWCA Domestic Violence Center of bringing to a close that period in her life.
As time was moving, we were moving right ahead. We're teaching them to be independent. We're teaching them that they have value. We're teaching them to be strong. We had to deal with what has been and where we're going to go.
One of the things I love about the YW is they don't wait. They sort of say, this is a need and this is a problem, and we can go out and address it and do it proactively. The person with a disability is a person, full stop, with everything that goes along with being a person. And sexuality is part of that. So a task force that actually says, you know, we're going to address this.
I work for Disability Advocates of Kent County. I was offered the opportunity to sit on the task force. I said I really was interested in doing it because of the fact that I'm a mom of a child with a developmental disability, and this is reality.
A person with a developmental or cognitive disability, they don't often get the same tools and to process that information.
As a parent, it's a challenging issue to face. My daughter's naive yet, but then her being so naive, if she doesn't learn, could be dangerous for her.
For a person with a developmental disability, it really does affect every single person in that family. To be able to have a resource like the YW is huge.
Everything I do is because of my daughter. The knowledge that I'm learning here, I'll be able to carry forward and be able to help more families that have children with developmental disabilities.
We believe that all girls should be strong, smart, and bold. Shouldn't every girl be strong, smart, and bold? And wouldn't that be just fantastic? So that's why I think the YW is great, because it says every girl and every woman can be strong, smart, and bold.
I can express myself in any type of way that I want to express myself. I don't have to try to be like everyone else. I feel like I can make friends with everybody, no one's mean, and like all the people who are here, like our teachers, like if I need something to talk to them about, I can go to them and talk to them about it. They talk about healthy relationships, that you shouldn't be in an abusive relationship. If you're in an abusive relationship, you need to get out. School doesn't talk about the stuff that they talk about. Everybody doesn't have like family that's willing to talk to them about this type of stuff either. Every girl needs that person that's gonna be there for them and make them feel happy and make them feel like they can have somebody to talk to about anything. Some people try to fit in with others who they shouldn't try to fit in with, and we should just all be ourselves. Girls Inc. just pushes me like to keep on believing that this is right. We need Girls Inc. all around the world. Like we need it everywhere. Like in high schools, middle schools, and elementaries. Like we really do need it. Girls Inc. is important, and they're basically trying to do something different for all girls.
It should not be left up to the Y to have to carry the burden alone. Each person in this community has a responsibility to help the YWCA achieve its goals.
This YWCA is committed to serving women and their children and their families at this time in this way, but in the future in whatever way women need service.